A river is the lifeblood of a landscape. It carves valleys, nourishes plains, and carries with it the very essence of the land it touches. For millions of people in Bangladesh, this lifeblood is a river known by many names. High in the Tibetan plateau, it begins its journey as the yarlung tsangpo. It flows through the mountains, gathering strength and speed, before entering India, where it is called the Siang, and then the mighty Brahmaputra. Finally, it crosses into the vast flat delta of Bangladesh, becoming the Jamuna. Here, its waters spread out, creating a fertile world where life has flourished for centuries, a pulsing artery in the heart of the nation. The people of this land have learned to live with the river's rhythms. High on the Tibetan plateau, where the yarlung tsangpo makes its dramatic U-turn at the Great Bend, an engineering project of unprecedented scale is underway. China is constructing the Motuo Dam, set to become the largest hydropower project in the world, designed to generate nearly 3 times the electricity of the Three Gorges Dam. This immense structure is a testament to human ambition. For China, clean energy, carbon neutrality, a symbol of progress and technological might. But the dam's location gives operators immense control. They can regulate the river's flow, store water in the reservoir, or release it downstream. China isn't party to many transboundary water treaties, so it needn't share dam operation data, or consult India, or consult Bangladesh. In a high seismic zone where tectonic plates collide, a catastrophic failure could unleash floods that sweep across India and inundate Bangladesh with little warning. Faced with China's growing control over the river's headwaters, India has responded with its own ambitious plans. It is proposing to build a series of large dams on its stretch of the river, the Siang, in the state of Arunachal, Pradesh. These projects are framed as a strategic necessity. The Indian government argues that large reservoirs can create a buffer. If China were to release a sudden surge, an Indian dam could absorb some of the impact. These proposed Indian dams also aim to generate significant hydropower. However, these plans have met fierce resistance from local communities. Indigenous groups fear submergence of ancestral lands, forests, and villages. For Bangladesh, India's dam building adds another layer of complexity and risk. While meant to counter China, Indian dams also enable flow manipulation before the river reaches Bangladesh. The cumulative effect could be far more severe than any single project. The very water that connects China, India, and Bangladesh is driving them apart. In the dry season from November to May, the great rivers of Bangladesh recede. During these months, farmers rely on the steady, reduced flow of the Jamuna to irrigate their crops. Rice is the staple for over 160 million people, and it requires vast amounts of water. A dam acts like a giant tap. In the dry season, operators may hold back water to ensure year-round electricity. When they do, downstream flow is drastically reduced. Karim, a rice farmer by the Jamuna, is one of many facing this. Some years the water is too low to grow boro rice at all, and his family's food and income suffer. This manufactured scarcity spreads across ecosystems, turning fertile fields barren. A river does not just carry water, it carries life in another form. For millennia, the Brahmaputra has transported sand, clay, organic matter, sediment or silt. Each monsoon, it overflowed its banks and laid a fresh layer of fertile silt. This was nature's fertilizer that renewed the soil. Dams act as giant sediment traps. Downstream lands are starved of life-giving silt. Farmers turn to costly chemicals, bringing new harms. The Bangladesh Delta depends on constant river deposits. Without sediment, land sinks while seas rise. Over time, farms and homes risk being swallowed by the sea. The delta the river built is being starved by the river. The gift of silt is withheld, and the land begins to waste away. The rivers of Bangladesh teem with life. They are home to hundreds of species of fish, a critical source of protein and income. Fishing is not just an industry, it is a way of life. Fishermen like Rahman know the river's secrets. Every day he casts his net with hope, to feed his family and sell at the market. Upstream dams disrupt flows and habitats. Physical barriers block ancient spawning routes. Populations decline sharply. Clear, sediment-free releases collapse the base of the food web. Sudden cold, oxygen-poor releases can shock and kill fish. His nets come up emptier, income falls, and the future dims. Bangladesh is a land of rivers, and its people have always lived with floods. The annual monsoon replenishes soil and groundwater, but floods from upstream dams are different and more terrifying. These are sudden, artificial deluges that can occur with little warning, earning them the grim nickname, water bombs. During heavy rains or power demands, operators may release huge volumes fast. A powerful surge tears downstream. Homes, livestock, and standing crops can vanish in an instant. Roads, bridges, and embankments fail, isolating communities. In flat, crowded plains, escape routes are scarce. Without real-time upstream data, warnings come too late. Anxiety becomes constant as the river turns into a potential weapon. In the south of Bangladesh, where the delta meets the Bay of Bengal, lies the Sundarbans, the largest mangrove forest on Earth, a unique ecosystem thriving where fresh and salt waters mix. This forest shields the coast from cyclones and surges. It is a biodiversity hotspot and a livelihood for millions. From honey collection to fishing, life depends on balance. A steady freshwater flow pushes back the sea. When dams hold back water, the balance breaks. Saltwater intrudes, silently poisoning the ecosystem. Iconic Sundari trees weaken, growth stunts, and die. Drinking water and fields turn saline. Catches shift. As the forest thins, storms strike harder, endangering lives. The Brahmaputra is a shared resource that should bind China, India, and Bangladesh. Logically, management should be shared and transparent, yet the reality is a diplomatic drought. A chasm of silence separates upstream powers from their downstream neighbor. Critical choices are made in isolation and secrecy. China is not party to the UN Watercourses Convention. Limited, inconsistent data sharing offers no operational clarity. Bangladesh receives even less, forced to guess the source. India, caught in the middle, fuels new anxieties downstream. No comprehensive long-term agreement exists. Technical risks become geopolitical flashpoints. Water becomes leverage and power. Without trust, there can be no sustainable solution. The future of the Brahmaputra Jamuna and millions who depend on it hangs in a delicate balance. Unilateral action and silence lead to scarcity, floods, ecological collapse, and instability. Another path begins with recognizing shared responsibility. The leaders have a historic opportunity to move from competition to cooperation. The first step is transparency and real-time data sharing. Include flows, capacities, filling schedules, and planned releases. This information is a lifeline for warnings and dry season management. A trilateral data agreement would be foundational. A basin commission can assess cumulative impacts and set fair operating rules. Decisions must include the voices of farmers, fishers, and local leaders. Leaders can divide and control or manage wisely together. Managed as shared heritage, this great river can remain a source of life for generations to come. The Brahmaputra Jamuna has carried lives, hopes, futures. Its strength endures when nations cooperate and people care. Add your voice. Share this story. Support data transparency and local stewardship. If this story resonated, please subscribe for more thoughtful videos. Like, comment, share to help others find this. Thank you for watching. Stay curious, stay informed.